Hello and welcome to episode 200 plus of PhotoKitchen. I'm your humble host, MD Welch, and I'm talking to you very softly because I am on a bullet train going from Osaka to Tokyo. Hello, everyone. I want to pause the video really quick and just address the elephant in the room or the tourist on the train. If you've done any sort of research on traveling in Japan or watched any social media, at some particular point, you'll hear that people don't talk on trains. They don't talk on phones on trains, especially the metro. They do talk to each other, but trains are actually ridiculously quiet in Japan. And whether it's the normal metro or the bullet trains, everything is very quiet. It's actually almost so peaceful you could go to sleep. I'm talking on a train, but I'm in an almost empty car. Most of the people were in the front of the car. I was all the way towards the back, and I was whispering so softly that my girlfriend couldn't even hear me one aisle over. However, I'm talking on a train. And I feel like I've left this in edit because I've gone back and forth on whether or not I should let this video go to air. And I talk about a lot of good things and a lot of things that are important to me, and I don't want to rehash it in another video. So I'm going to continue with this video, but please understand this is probably not the best thing. I know a lot of people will do social media. They'll go over to Japan. They'll do all those kinds of things. And it's really bad form. It's rude. So to the people of Japan, I am sorry for talking on a train. Next time, I promise I will do better. I will talk in a train station where there's plenty of people talking and on phones, and I could actually not whisper and you don't hear the train noise. But again, bad form on my part, but I am going to continue with the video. But if you feel the need, go ahead and let me know how bad of form it was in the comment section below. But now we'll cut back to our regularly scheduled 200-mile-per-hour program. And I'm trying not to cause a disturbance here. I've been in Japan for about a week, have a few more days here. I want to share with you some things that I did right, some things I did wrong, some things that I wish I had done, some things I wish I hadn't done. So first of all, because we're talking about photography, let's get right into the photography gear. My main camera for this trip was a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It is maybe my favorite camera that's ever been made. Not digital, not pocket camera, not travel camera, period. I love this camera. It is amazing. So much so that I'm going to do a dedicated review of that. So stay tuned for that, or watch it already, depending on when you're watching this. But to my other camera gear, I kept it simple, and I urge you to do the same. Sony A7R, in this case Mark IV. I took off the vertical grip. Something I love about Sony is they don't force you into giant flagship camera statuses, so you have these big bulky things to haul around. The A7R without a vertical grip is nice and small, and it's easy to travel with. USB-C port on the side allows you to charge the battery, so you don't have to bring a charger with you. I brought a total of 3 batteries. A full battery gets me around the day for the most part, and I just charge it when I go back to my hotel room. But that does lead to a thing I wish I had done. I didn't bring a power converter or power adapter for the outlets here. Don't know why, just totally misplaced it. Get yourself one, or buy one while you're here, because let's face it, if you're going to forget something electronic, is there no better place in the world to forget it than in Japan? In fact, maybe you just buy it when you get into Japan. But I have cables to charge all my stuff, USB A to C and then C to C. I have to go through the laptop. Makes dealing with all of those issues really nice, and also downloading the images. And I will have a dedicated video on how to survive travel photography and making sure that all your images make it home with you. So keep your eyes peeled, or maybe you've already watched that one too. Lenses, kept it simple as well. Small 20mm 1.8, 35mm 1.4. I see a lot of people walking around with big, huge zoom lenses, and I don't think that it looks all that great. They're big, they're bulky, they're hard to transport with. Again, if you need to pick up a lens, why not pick it up here? But I think small primed lenses are great. Unless you're going to do something with wildlife that you really need a telephoto lens, I say leave it at home. In fact, limit yourself. Maybe just come with one lens and see what happens. Sorry, we're passing through a tunnel right now, just going so fast. As far as other stuff goes, no tripod. If I needed one, I would have gotten one, but now ISOs are so good on cameras that you can pretty much handhold at night and get really great exposures from your actual cameras. Computer stuff, brought a laptop, brought an external hard drive. I'm using both Lightroom and Capture One. Again, I'm going to have a video on all of that, so stay tuned for that. But I've traveled as light as possible, just one small shoulder bag, all my gear. We're constantly going on the metro, constantly going from bullet train. I did not want to bring a ton of stuff with me. For other things that you need to think about when coming to Japan, here are some apps to consider. First of all, get a Suica card on your phone in your digital wallet. And it makes it easy to get on and off the subways super fast. It's on your phone. It automatically picks it up as you go through the terminals. You just have to scan the phone. It doesn't even have to be screen. It doesn't have to be on or wallet app currently running. It will work just fine. For booking different things, and by the way, we're going around banks, so that's why I'm shooting on the Dutch because of the speed coming into the corner. But as far as booking tickets and stuff, booking tickets, say, on this particular fun roller coaster ride here, I would highly recommend Klook, Klook. Klook is a great app, allows you to book all sorts of tickets to events, allows you to book the bullet train tickets as well. I know there are other apps out there, but this was just really easy to use and put a credit card on there, and it just makes purchasing such a breeze. You can, by the way, get bullet train tickets fairly close to leaving arrival. In fact, I had gotten the wrong ones, canceled them, got refunded, booked new tickets within about a 5-minute period of time. So everything leaves on time, by the way, metro, bullet trains. So you can set your watch to it. As far as getting around the metros are really easy to navigate. All the lines are different colors. They're different primary letters. All the directions are also in English. Just follow the signage. It will get you to the right spot. And if all else fails, ask questions. A translator app will work, but usually just pointing to a location on your phone, somebody at an info booth will be able to help you in a quick moment of time. All the exits are yellow. So anything that's yellow is an exit or directions to someplace else. And if you're using Google Maps as a way to get around, they'll usually tell you which exit to leave a station. Stations are huge. We got stuck in the Kyoto station for a while trying to get out. It took a lot to get out of that particular station. So do follow the directions and ask. Everybody's very helpful. Yes, there's a language barrier. Yes, you'll get through it. It's not that big of a deal. Another app to have, by the way, is Uber. If you get into a pinch and you're in a part of town and you just need to get back, maybe the train's not your jam that day, Uber works. It's really good. Taxis seem to be cheaper, but Uber would be a great way to get a car anywhere. But if you're at a hotel and you need to get maybe to a major train station or the airport, I would look at a taxi over anything else. It seems to be more affordable than an Uber. As far as what I knew about Japan coming into it would prove to be true, the food. Everybody raves about the food. It's the best of everything, right? Even the convenience store food is great. You're going to have some of the best food in your life that's going to come from a paper bag at a 7-Eleven or a Lawson's or something like that. So definitely try all the food. There's Americanized restaurants as well. We had Burger King, best Burger King I've ever had. We were in a pinch. We were just hungry, wanted to grab something really quick. That works out, but obviously there's so many great options. But the tourist places are great. They're just a little bit more expensive, but if you could find some local areas, you will find just as good of food, maybe a little bit more of a language barrier, maybe no English menu. But if you're an adventurous person, maybe going to a place they don't speak English, pointing at a menu might still get you an amazing meal, or probably will get you an amazing meal and even a better story. A few other things that I found that weren't true in Japan. First of all, it is not as ordered as I think people think that it is, as far as like everybody goes on this side, everybody goes on that side. Yes, there are no trash cans and you have to pack your trash around, but everybody seems to kind of, embrace the ordered chaos, but there's not like a set way of doing certain things, at least when it comes to walking on the street or anything like that. So there's no like taboos. I mean, Osaka, you do stand on one side of the escalator on the right and let people walk by on the left, and Tokyo and Kyoto are the other way. But if you just kind of follow what people are doing, you'll be just fine. The need for cash money didn't seem to be that big of a deal. Everybody's like, oh, bring a lot of cash with you. The only reason to bring a lot of cash with you is if you're taking advantage of exchange rates, to be sure. You're trying to save value that way. But outside of that, the need for cash is not that big. In fact, a lot of places are card only, so keep that in mind when allocating for funds. As far as what to do where, that's really up to you. Everybody's going to have their own needs and plans. I will say that each city has its own thing, but also it's not like it's like you're stuck with it. You're going to see amazing temples in Tokyo. You're going to see amazing tech stuff in Kyoto, even though that the opposite is usually true for each city. But do be aware of when things close. Do be aware if you need to get tickets in advance. Most places, I could get tickets same day, walk around. It was no big deal. I'm not in a super busy time during January, but some places are still pretty busy. Uber is usually going to get you very close to super busy areas opposed to saying a bus. So if you are running tight on time and you're like, can I make it and be able to tour, say, this temple or castle in time? Do an Uber. That will definitely save you time on getting around those particular areas. In Kyoto, especially, we found that a lot of temple or temple grounds are open 24 hours. Do yourself a favor, walk through a shrine, walk through a temple ground at night. It is amazing. But do be aware of certain times. Osaka Castle, for example, closes down for internal tours, but the park itself is open 24 hours. And Osaka Castle at night is fantastic. And that would be the thing, too, is if you're a photographer, just like all urban landscapes, it is so much better at night. But a lot of the temples are also better at night if they're open 24 hours. So I would say save your nighttime stuff or your temple stuff at night for the 24-hour parks, because also there are hardly anybody there or any significant crowds there, and you're going to have a better opportunity to make a photo. For me, this was a lifetime trip. There was a photo that I always wanted to make in Osaka going all the way back to college. It was a thing that made me decide to be a photographer, and that was a photo that I wanted to make, and I was able to make it. It just brought me so much joy to be able to make it. Is it a beautiful photo? Is it a significant photo? I don't know. But it definitely, back in the day when film photography and having to shoot on tripods and 30-second long exposures were a thing, it seemed to be something that I didn't know if I would ever be able to master. I was able to shoot on the bridge in a crowded area and get the photo that I wanted. And it was it's made this trip a trip of a lifetime. Japan is everything. It is everything for a photographer. Obviously, it's everything for a tourist, but there's so many great opportunities here. Just do your research, figure out an itinerary. Don't get confined into things. Get lost, right? Get lost, get confused a little bit, get overwhelmed. It is an amazing place. Yes, I did some of the tourist things. We did the Shinjuku scramble overlooking, the Shibuya scramble overlooking the Shibuya crossing. Yes, we went to the different little small areas and different temples in Kyoto, and we went to those very tourist things in Osaka, but we also went to very off the grid kind of things and also all the cities as well. And it has been just an absolute joy. So don't be afraid. I feel completely safe in every place that I've been. I don't have to have my head on a swivel like I do in certain neighborhoods and other places, but travel light. Don't worry about forgetting something. It's all here available to you. If you do, believe me, I have forgotten a few things. I've lost a few things as well. More on that in another video. But enjoy Japan. Come to Japan. At least for me, as I'm going to come to Japan again and again. I can't tell you how much this city has just brought me, or this country has brought me joy. We did Tokyo. We did Osaka. We did Kyoto. Now we're on our way back to Tokyo. And it's just been magic. So I'm gushing. This is MD Welch, moving at 200 plus miles an hour on a very mobile edition of PhotoKitchen. I wish you all the best. Take care.